everybody's looking around and everybody's pointing fingers and everybody's wondering who's gonna come fix the problem. Who do you think is gonna come fix the fucking problem? It is going to be the people in this fucking room that change everything. It is not going to be a politician. It is not going to be the media. It is not going to be somebody that rides in on a white horse out of nowhere and fixes everything. This is a cultural problem, and entrepreneurs have to solve it. And we solve it through personal excellence. And you guys hear what I'm saying to you. And you take the responsibility of building something amazing upon you. Seriously. We won't make America great again. We'll make America greater than it's ever been. If we do not do that, this country will fail. I believe in you. I believe that you'll do it. I'll be there with you every step of the fucking way. Let's go fucking do it.
Nobody thinks you're gonna succeed. And if you're smart, you could absorb that energy and use it to move forward. And dude, every single successful person at a massive level has this crazy story of how they did it and where they came from. It's because those people have something to prove. They have a mission. They have an enemy. And those are three things that you have to be successful. So if you're one of these people and you're moping around about not coming from nothing, you're blinding yourself to the reality that it's actually one of the biggest advantages for the massive amounts of success that you could create. Do you think that middle class is gonna do the that you're willing to do? He doesn't even know what hardship is. So like, dude, don't cry about it. Use it to your advantage. And I guarantee you, you'll be much more successful than the soft that come from the rich family that their mom and dad paid for everything for them. And me being wired with hating losing and me being as tense as I am is the reason for the success, 100%, personally. But it's also the reason for, a lot of failed friendships. It's also the reason for, maybe when I was younger, I would deal with people the wrong way and actually hurt them. So there's some regret that comes with that. And there's also a lot of self-analyzation that comes with that basically, you look around at everybody else, man, and you see, especially right now with victim culture, right? Like you see all these people getting attention off of the things that have gone wrong in their lives. And I don't talk about those things that have happened to me. I don't talk about the bad things in my life. Like, we've all had bad things.
I'm looking at one. There's a scar on the left side of his face. He was stabbed.
Yeah. And
most people don't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the underlying truth is that, it creates a lot of wins, but it creates a lot of difficulty too, and a lot of mental anguish because you're not like everybody else. When you're built different than everybody else and you have this desire for more and this desire for achievement and this desire to win, everybody else looks at you like you're fucked up. And they'll tell you that too. What the is wrong with you? Like, why can't you just relax? Why can't you just do this? Because I'm just not built that way, man. And as I've gotten a little bit older, I've gotten better at accepting it. And it's sort of embracing the fact that this provides a lot of good, but there's a lot of things that you have to deal with that come that aren't so good.
It is interesting because sometimes when I'm with you, I'm like, I wish I could get them to wind down a little bit. Yeah. And then there's this.
One of them was, I was really sick. I had pneumonia and I missed work for this is 2014, 15. And this is just a first realization of how I came about this. I realized that I was sick, I couldn't go to work, and I was checking my bank account. My bank account's going up. And at that time, I thought I was rich. And by most people's standards, I was. But I was miserable, dude. I was sick. I was watching the same movie on TV every day, 10 times a week. And I'm like, I had this massive realization, and it was very simple. It was like, this is why rich people kill themselves. And that's what came onto my being. And I thought about it for a second. I'm like, dude, you have a much bigger mission ahead of you. It's not just take care of you. It's build something that other people can have their dreams in as well. And which is something that, you know, you talk about a lot. And so that got me started. And I was always mystified by people who were mentally tough. I never had mental toughness. I was an athlete in high school, and I was good, gifted athletically, but I was soft. You know what I'm saying? And I looked at people who could stick to a program or follow through, or people who could, you know, keep in shape. And I always thought, why did they get that gift and I didn't get that gift? And I thought of it wrong. I thought of it as a gift or a trait that they had, when in reality, mental toughness is an actual skill that we need to develop. Mm-hmm. And once I figured out, and I got my mind kind of on the track of like, okay, this is not a trait, this is something I need to develop. That's where like the pieces started coming together for 75 Hard and Live Hard. And, you know, I worked a couple years really hard. I lost 100 pounds, but I was still soft. And then I met James Lawrence, the Iron Cowboy. Yep. Okay. And he came on my podcast, the MFCEO Project. And he said one sentence to me that kind of made it all go together. And really kind of made 75 Hard come to fruition. He said, you know, to develop mental toughness, you have to intentionally put yourself in hard situations on a daily basis and overcome them. Mm-hmm. And that intentional hard, that part of the intentionally do hard mm-hmm. is the part that kind of made me, the pieces come together. And then 75 Hard was born because I picked all the things that I had done over the course of my life when I was operating at the highest level. Mm. I thought about them for a long time, right? Mm. And then I just did the 75 Hard myself. I got on the podcast. I said, hey, I'm doing this thing, 75 Hard. Who wants to do it with me? And a ton of people did it with me.